Well, this week we've had snow, we've had ice, we've had rain, we've had gales. But guess what? It's Friday tomorrow. Let's talk about fishing. Firstly, I've got to say a fantastic thank you to everybody for all the views and all the positive feedback on the first ever Thursday night vlog last week. It's obviously something that a lot of you want to see on a regular basis, so I'm going to continue to do them every Thursday evening from 6:30. The content a lot of you was happy with, and the way that it was delivered as well. So, as it's only the second week, I'm going to do this one on the same sort of guidelines and the same format. It's been a little bit of a quiet week as regards actual fishing. We've only had one match this week, so I'll tell you about that a little bit later on. But firstly, the channel itself, the first part, I'll just cover really how the channel's developing. We're now on over 1,800 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic for what it is. But it's just the rate that it's growing that's great, really. I think there's been 300 subscribers in 14 days, which is brilliant, you know. And if I can keep putting on the 2 vlogs a week, you know, the Thursday night one and one from a match or a session where I've been on, then 2 a week should obviously help the channel to grow in, you know, at the rate it is doing. So that's fantastic. For a lot of you people that want to know about keeping in touch with things, there's also now, I've set up a Twitter page for the Catch Fishing channel. So if you just want to follow that as well, that'll keep you in the loop with all the regular uploads and little bits of news information, you know, and it's just a good way of sharing things and just keeping everyone informed as regards what's going on. So yeah, please add that for you know, if there are any Twitter users out there. And one of the things that's come out from this week and the feedback from all the videos has really been that a lot of you have noticed that I've been using more free running rigs. In international rules, you've got to use free running rigs anyway. On a lot of UK fisheries, you've got to use free running rigs, but wherever it's allowed, in certain scenarios, I do like to use a fixed rig, like an old-fashioned paternoster rig or a helicopter type rig. And a lot of you have noticed that I've switched to more free running rigs. It's just something that I've been working on for a while. You know, there have been certain occasions where I've been in a match and I've missed a few indications, and the missed indications I've had could have had a massive impact on my match. So I've been experimenting really with the way that I set my tape and my rigs and things. And yeah, I mean, I can gladly report to you that the free running rig has been so much better. Sometimes, you know, we might use a feeder link, or other occasions it's just the swivel itself. On the long range stuff, or if you're having to punch a feeder, I've been using the protector sleeves. I don't know if you can see that very well with the light. But you see the protector sleeve, that's basically designed for free running rigs, and it protects your line or your shock leader against the actual swivel resting on the line when you actually go to punch the feeder out. Because obviously when you're fishing at range, you've got extra lead on, extra weight on, and you're having to give it more, you know, more of a punch basically. So yeah, I've been using that. So yeah, I mean, my feedback is I'm missing far fewer bites, indications, especially this time of year. Every indication is important, and I think it's just a personal thing. I'm just reading my bites better, that's the bottom line. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on that, how that's going. So yeah, hopefully that just covers part 1 for you. Next bit, well, as requested, is Q&As. So these are the 3 questions being asked this week. Firstly, I've got to say a huge thank you to all the questions that were received this week. I've been amazed by how many questions there have been, to be honest, and if it carries on like that, and if you guys want it, I can actually do a vlog that's just on Q&As. Probably do that on I don't know, a Tuesday night, something like that, but we'll just see how that goes. So I've got 3 questions for you this week. One of them, well, the first one I've been asked a few times recently. It's about the type of stopwatch that I use. I mean, let's be fair, it doesn't really matter what you use, does it? You know, it's as long as it does the job and it's robust just to withstand the rigours of being on the bank side. The one I have been using is that one, and if that's the model number for those that have asked, ASW01.
Just went in the store, it was there, it's something they stock all the time, nice and easy. I haven't got a clue how much it cost, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't expensive at all, and there are quite a few out there that are a lot more expensive, a lot more robust, waterproof, you know, they've got protective padding around them and all sorts. So that's all I use. I mean, whenever I fish, my bait's covered up anyway, so I don't need one that's waterproof because that's just next to my bait anyway that's covered up. So that's the first question. Question 2 is basically about how I got into match fishing. I won't bore you with all the details because it's not a magical story, trust me. But cut long story short, I was heavily involved in football, but when I got to about 15, my dad was running a fishing club, so I started going fishing with him, and only a small club in Sheffield, and I started winning 1 or 2 matches, and my dad found out through a local tattle shop, which was Oakley's Tattle, it's no longer there. Found out that Sheffield Juniors, which was a local team, were looking for anglers. They were going to run trials, and they were looking for young anglers. So my dad, obviously with his support, went along to the first trial. We had one on the Sheffield Canal, did okay. Then I got asked back to another trial, and that was on what was then my favourite venue, the River Trent, at the Nottingham Embankment. Fantastic venue, loved that place. And I went along there. That was where I first met Wayne Bartholomew. I think he was just too old then, he'd just become too old for the team, but he was there just to help the lads out and just assist with the trial. That's where I first met Wayne, so that was good. Got into the team, had a bit of success there. It was alright. I was a steady team performer, to be honest about it. I didn't win many matches, had a couple of framing positions. I then got the opportunity to go to an England trial, which I did, and that's where I really got close with Andy Kinder at the time. I can't thank Andy enough again for his support at that time. You know, I don't quite see as much of him as I'd like to be honest now, but there you go. He helped me, and in preparation for the England trial, which I had there, was down at Gold Valley, down in the south of England, and thankfully that's where I got selected at my last chance. I mean, after that I got selected for the Home International. I fished that same team as Will Raisin, so I'm the same age as Will, and Martin Green, who works for Daiwa. We fished the Home International together over in Southern Ireland. Won my section, the team won the event, fantastic, and then I was too old. After that I did the usual life stuff. I went to college, I went to university, and got out of fishing. I didn't get out of fishing really, I just kind of stayed at a very low club level, to be fair, and I did that for years and years and years until 2010. I suddenly got my lust, if you want to call it that, back for match fishing, open match fishing. I went along on a club event to a venue near Thorn called Pine Lakes. I went there in a club match, and I broke the match record. Fishing away that I was very confident and I was pretty good at, to be fair, fishing caster shallow. I broke the record with, I think it was about 121 pound of hide. I caught them shallow on a 6 metre pole. Fantastic, and that just kind of reignited my love for match fishing again, and I got in touch with Gobley and Ossett, who were looking for anglers, and I kind of had a cracking year or two with them, and it just kind of went from there. I just kind of, you know, built everything back up, built my kit back up, and my experience on the open match circuit again from there, and that's it basically. I'll not ramble too much about that, but that's where it all began for me. And the final question is something I've been asked twice this week, and I can quite understand why people ask me that question, and that is, no, I am not a rep for Matrix. But having said that, if you've got any queries about the products or any rep related questions, please just send me a message in any shape or form, email or on YouTube or Facebook, whatever, and if I can't help directly myself, then I'll obviously be able to point you in the right direction. So that's it, they're the 3 questions for this week. So now let's have a look at what I've been up to over the last 7 days.
Right then, on the match front, well, we've had everything, haven't we? We've had snow, ice, sleet, rain, wind, everything this week. As a lot of you will already know, I was at Southfield Reservoir on Saturday. I managed to get on the match as first reserve, fished rock hard. For you guys that have not seen it, I'll put the link down below for you, just so you can have a catch up and see how that went. Hard work, real hard, as you know. I think 39 anglers fished and 34 or 35 blanked. That's how it was. I'll not bore you with all the details on that because a lot of you have already seen the video, but like I say, if you haven't, the link's below. So yeah, that was Southfield. There's another match in 2 weeks' time for you guys that are interested. Tony Toff's not running the matches there anymore, just to keep everyone in the loop. Andy Renton is actually running the matches there now, so he's the guy that's going to be running them. Scott Rispin and Mick Axon are also running matches in between, but they're not actually. I don't think they're actually on the committee of Doncaster DIA. So yeah, there's still matches going on there. It's just obviously making sure you're in the loop with with those guys to be informed what's going on. The next Boston match, as you know, is a week on Saturday. Like I say, it's not. I've only had one match this week, but I've been busy doing all sorts of different things, planning again. But that's the time of year. 28th is the Boston Masters. I've already booked on that, but I've also noticed that on the 29th is a qualifier at Larford Lakes. Cracking venue. I don't get to fish it very often. It's 125 miles away from where I live in Sheffield, so I don't really spend as much time there as I'd like to. They're running a competition. It's a competition every month for, they call it the Grand Masters, and they have one qualifier every month. It's a £40 all-in competition, and there's a lot of money to fish for, as well as qualifying positions for the final, which is in September the 9th, which is a bit awkward if you're going to fish the World Pairs, because that's the Saturday when most people actually travel home from the World Pairs. I still don't know if I'm going to fish the World Pairs. I never really do at this stage of the year, so if I do, that could be a little bit awkward if I was to qualify for that Grandmasters final. The reason I'm talking about it is because I've booked that in now on the 29th, which is a week on Sunday. So we're going to drive down to Boston and do what we normally do, fish the match at Boston, and because it's only 30 odd miles away from Larford, we actually stay down Saturday night. Me and my mate Martin Edis will stay down Saturday night and then go on to Larford and fish the Sunday match while we're down there, and obviously I'll have a a vlog on that for you. So we've been sorting that out today, and obviously with Saturday night digs. Like I said, the World Pairs up in there a little bit, but I'd love to be there again next year, but we'll see what happens later on in the year. And that really is it, other than obviously the big issue for many, feeder masters. I'll not go into all the ticketing procedure and all that sort of stuff, because it's been done to death this week, and unfortunately there are certain lads out there that haven't got tickets, or as many tickets as they'd like, and I for one only enter competitions like that. Yeah, it's a big check to win, I know that, and a prestigious trophy, but I think I can speak for a lot of other anglers that I fish those competitions because I want to be competing against certain anglers, the top anglers, and if some of them aren't there in a competition like that, it's a little bit, it's a little bit disappointing, because that competition is such a strong venue that it warrants all the big names there. But like I say, it's a competition for everybody, and it's great to see a lot of people out there that didn't fish it last year. They've got tickets for this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of new faces out there. It'd be brilliant. Like I say, I've got my tickets, mixture of venues. I'll not bore you with all the details, but honestly, that is really high priority on my list this year. I want to be in that final again, and I'll be doing everything I can to get there. So that's really been it this week. 3 simple parts again for you. Next week I'm going to be doing the vlog from somewhere else. I'm actually abroad next week, so I'll be doing it from somewhere a little bit different, in case you get fed up of looking at this tattle room. But yeah, like I say, it's Friday tomorrow. Listen, have a great weekend everybody, and massive thanks to everybody for all the new subscribers and old subscribers, and everybody that keeps knocking those views up. Those views keep coming in. I'll keep doing these things, and please keep the suggestions coming, because that's going to give me the material to keep delivering to you. And obviously if you're doing that, I know it's exactly what you want to see and what you want to hear, because you've suggested it. So have a great weekend. Thanks again for watching. There's going to be some great matches coming up, great matches, so please get subscribed if you haven't already. And like I say, as you probably know from the vlog from Boston last Saturday, it's this channel's about the ups and downs of angling. Yeah, it's great to be stood there holding a trophy or a big fat envelope full of money, but when you don't catch a fish, there's a lot of people out there that still want to see. They want to see you digging deep and just see the reality of the types of matches that we fish. So there you go. Anyway, Friday tomorrow. Have a great Friday and have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week, Thursday, 6:30. Don't forget. So thanks again, guys.